of the NBA.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. NBA action is coming up. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brett Barry. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sidelines. We've got the Detroit Pistons facing the Houston Rockets. And it's the Pistons to start out. And now the opening lineup for Detroit. They've got Joe Dumars. Lane Beer is out there with Rodman. Then there's Thomas, and it's Aguirre in at the 3. Landry throws it down.
Not getting old here. Seeing him make that lead pass with perfect timing.
Down low and stolen by Yao. Battier right side. Launches a 3, and he's good on the 3-ball.
And Battier, a consistent threat from deep, has a great stroke from the outside.
Aguirre against Jackson. Takes the 13-footer. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
I don't think he sees any kind of defense when he's at that range. It doesn't matter who's guarding him.
Here's Yao. It's another look. He lays it in.
And Ming is mammoth in terms of his size, exceptional at using it to snare those offensive rebounds.
Thomas passes to Rodman. Now, here is Lambeer. Outside Thomas. That one's not going to go. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Tracy McGrady on the wing, covered by Dumars. And that one's good. McGrady.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
And so Thomas will bring it up for Detroit. 7-point differential. Here's Dumars. And the layup's good off the glass.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
And here is McGrady. Inside, lock at 6. Pass to Dumars. Back to Lambeer. The 17-footer. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, right now I don't see any let up, GA. I think he's going to just keep putting his foot on that gas pedal tonight.
He can't get that one to fall. And it's Houston the other way. Here's Yao. Rodman with the block.
And the thing about Rodman, he's more of a position player defensively, but that time reaching up to swat it away.
Jackson drives in. Yep, it counts. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Here's Thomas. Keeps it alive. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. Takes the 3. A shot by McGrady, no good. Pistons trail by 5. Rodman kicks to Thomas. From the top of the key, here's Lambeer, and the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
And a better box out saves them 2 points there.
It didn't seem like anybody was really aware there to go and collect that rebound in the possession.
Now, here is McGrady. Shoots over Dumars, and he overshot that one, missing.
Things are going south right now. This is not the type of shooting that his teammates expect from him.
Six on the shot clock. Now Ming pulls it in. Yao's got 4 rebounds in this game. Thomas against Jackson. Passes to Yao. Jackson against Thomas. The drive by Jackson. Some solid defense by Rodman.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
And the Rockets making a change here. Heads checked in. Now here's Thomas. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here's Dumars. Yao with the block.
And you have to appreciate the reach of Ming. Superb at putting himself in a good position there to block the shot.
McGrady against Rodman, and that one's good. McGrady. And it's Thomas with the ball. He brings it up for Detroit, trailing by 5. And he lobs it up toward the rim, and stolen by Yao. Here's McGrady, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And McGrady has an impressive vertical there, showing once again with how well he dunks the basketball.
And it's Detroit's ball. Dumars with it. And then Lambeer with the dunk.
And how about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Greg. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe, just maybe. And so it's Houston with it after the basket by Detroit. Pass to Aguirre. And here's Dumars. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
And a long windup and strong follow-through on the one-hand jam.
Yeah, he's not going to mess that one up. To the inside. Here's Yao. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
And you got to appreciate the skill set Ming brings to the table. Knows no one can match up against him and simply lofting these inside shots up and in.
Aguirre against Battier. Aguirre kicks to Thomas. To the middle, just 5 on the clock. Lambeer's shot is off.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
And the pass to Yao. Over Lambeer. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Pistons trail by 5. The 15-footer, Aguirre, good. Aguirre's got his second bucket.
Wow, he doesn't make plays like that very often. That's a nice move inside.
Here's McGrady. 6 points for him. It's stolen. They've got the 5-on-3 advantage. Here's Aguirre. Here's Thomas. It's rebounded by Houston.
I've not seen him shoot this poorly, guys, in a game this season.
The shot's good. Here's Thomas. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And now the first timeout called here for Detroit.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Well, they can't find the net right now, and all they need, I think, is just to get one to go, get back on track.
Houston with a big group substitution here. Tumbo is checked in for Yao. Steve Novak comes in for Carl Landry. MpalavsMikey is checked in for Shane Battier. And it's Brooks in for Luther Head. And a different look here for the Pistons. Mahorn checked in for Lambeer. Sally comes in for Rodman. Luol Deng is checked in for Aguirre. And it's Johnson in for Thomas. Now here is McGrady. 8 points for him. And John Sally, the spider, snares the rebound.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
Here's the 3. Sally with the rebound.
No other way to put it, just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
Rockets leading by 5. Here's McGrady.
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. Johnson surveying the floor. Pass to Dumars. Now here's Dang. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring hit from him. 4 on the clock. From outside the arc. Doesn't get it to drop for him.
Looks like the game plan is they're willing to give him that kind of shot. It worked out for them this time, but if they give it to him again, I bet 3 points are coming, Kevin.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. We know who that was.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
And again, the Rockets good for 2.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Johnson up top. Brooks covering. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Here's Sally. Lets the 3 fly, but they'll get another chance. Mahorn the pass to Deng. Second shot opportunity, and it's good on the layup.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Yeah, a quick little lean like that is going to get the ref's attention. Foul call.
Now here's Johnson. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Got a piece of it. Here's Sally. Missed it, even after all those chances. Here's Francis. Feeds to Mutombo, and it's blocked. And now here's Johnson, a fast break chance over Brooks. Johnson can't get it to go.
Well, maybe not the best shot against that kind of defense, but he still has the ability to knock that kind of shot down.
Brooks finds Bamute. Brooks outside. Goes up on the wing. Off the left rim and out. Here's Sally. Here's Mahorn. And the lead is down inside single digits.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
And so the first quarter is in the books. Rockets ahead, up by 8. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
Here are the 5 Detroit has to start the second quarter. You've got Mahorn. Dang out there with Edwards. Then it's Joe Dumars. And it's Johnson in at the point. Now here's Johnson. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. It's not going to go for him. Nice D from Brooks. Knocked away. Francis passes to Brooks. And Yao gets it to go on the assist by Brooks. Yao's got the lead up to 12 now for the Rockets.
Making the easy shots and the tough shots. He's on top of his game.
Dang passes to Edwards. To the paint, here's Johnson. Off on the layup.
That's not going to make you a favorite target of your teammates. They'll think twice about feeding you if you're going to keep missing layups.
Francis passes to Yao. From 8. Nice move.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. That one is off. Good on the second free throw. Now Dumars. Top of the key. They grab their own miss. Here's Mahorn. Again, the miss by the Pistons. And so Brooks will bring it up for Houston. Out left to the wing. Here's Yao. Up and in from the low block. Yao's got 11 points.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
Johnson. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
And a chance now to look at the schedule for Houston. On Thursday, they'll tip off a road trip in Boston, where they'll take on the Celtics. Then on Sunday, the Chicago Bulls come into town, tipping off a homestand for them. And finished off by Yao.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Yeah, that along with maintaining the pace of play right now, playing with tons of intensity.
Johnson. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss.
It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the quarter.
Of all the action happening there, Kevin, it's the assist that jumps out to me there. That's just a great look and a great setup for the bucket.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
And coach can't be happy, and I think I know why. Their defense putting up no resistance inside.
No, they're not preventing them from scoring, and if you can get to a high-efficiency shot on the floor, and that's the paint, you just keep going.
Thomas checked in for the Pistons. Pass to Johnson. Takes the 13-footer. Here's Edwards. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And with that one, he halts an 11-0 run by the Rockets.
Pass to Yao. A second chance effort. And stolen by Thomas. And there's the call on Yao. That's his first foul. A different look here for Detroit. And Beers checked in for Mahorn. Rodman comes in for Luol Deng. And Aguirre's subbed in for Johnson. Now the pass to Thomas. Double team on Thomas. Pistons passing it around. The shot misses. Houston leading by 17. It's Brooks on the wing. He's guarded by Thomas. Pass to Yao. Over Lambeer. And it's Yao. That time the assist by Brooks. Yao's got 13 points in just this quarter.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Passes it to Thomas. Count it. Thomas got his first points of the game.
And though Thomas is great from the perimeter, he has a toughness and a willingness to go in amongst the trees and kind of mix it up.
Now here's Brooks. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Pass to Yao. Over Lambeer. And no good. Trying to use the glass. Pistons trail by 17. Deflects the pass. MpalavsMikey with the steal. They break it out 5-on-3. Here's Francis. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, and Francis, he's an athletic point guard, plays with tremendous confidence, and really knows how to motivate his teammates.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Carl Landry's checked in for Steve Novak. Pattier comes in for MpalavsMikey. And it's Jackson in for Brooks. Here's Francis. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
It's his second foul, but not the end of the world. One more before halftime, though. That would change some things.
There's the steal. Down low. It's stolen by Rodman. The pass to Lambeer. Here is Aguirre. And stolen by Yao. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about seeding playoff teams 1 through 16, regardless of conference. Now, taking the top 16 teams is a tough sell, especially for owners whose teams are in the relatively weaker Eastern Conference. But taking 8 teams from each conference and then cross-seeding earlier than the finals is something that does seem possible down the road. The reward for fans might be a finals matchup with the 2 best teams in the league. Kevin?
Interesting ideas. David, thank you. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Enzo Thomas will bring it up for Detroit. Yao with the block. And they're able to recover, but they recover it.
This feels like it's snowballed a little bit on them. The more he tries to shoot his way out of this slump, the worse it seems to get. They need him to get it together.
Now, here is McGrady. They lead by 20. That's the most we've seen. Kicks it to Nova. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Head. Rebound by the Pistons. Edwards got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Outside Thomas. Pass to Aguirre. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Yeah, that miss might stick with him for a little while. That's kind of a shoot-around jumper if I've ever seen one. That's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. You got to stay on top of a guy like that who can play at such a high level offensively.
Here is Mbamute. Back to McGrady. Passes it to Yao. Yao draws the double and out of bounds. The Pistons will take it.
Looked like a simple play and turned into a turnover. Can't give away possessions like that.
Houston with a big group substitution here. Tumbo is checked in for Yao. Landry comes in for Mbamute. Shane Battier is checked in for Steve Novak. And it's Jackson in for Luther Head. Sally, he's checked in for the Pistons. Right side, Thomas. Here's Lambeer. Another shot. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it. Jackson kicks to McGrady. Rebound, Detroit.
D giving him that shot, and that's probably not a good idea, but I guess they knew what they were doing that time.
A beautiful assist by Thomas to set up the basket.
Yeah, finding the weakness in the defense. That's the court savvy of Thomas at work.
Now here's Jackson. Takes a 3. Good on the triple. Jackson's got his 2nd basket of the night.
They've been outstanding from beyond the arc this quarter. Their percentage has been climbing steadily.
Bounce pass, Thomas. And McGrady comes to help. 20 feet out. Nice jump shot. Good. Thomas got 4 points now in the quarter. Rockets leading by 18. Outside Jackson. Over Thomas. Jackson misses.
And his lateral quickness really allows him to stay in front of the shooter there and challenge the shot.
Talk about versatility on offense a lot, but how about on defense? And he takes pride in making an impact down there.
It's good. Battier's got 5.
Yeah, and you got to respect the size McGrady has. Easily seen over the defense there to spot the open man.
Brent, we have seen some international showcase games the last few years. Do you like that trend?
Oh, absolutely. I like the fact that our league, we know how global it is with how many players from different countries are represented throughout the rosters around the league. But for our game to travel around to London and to Mexico City and have an opportunity for those fans to see what NBA basketball is like, I think it's an absolute win for the
I'd like
NBA.
to see more.
Well, more time for those teams. The timing of some of those trips for some teams are a little bit tough in terms of the travel, but their appearances there mean so much more to grow the game globally.
And how about getting a hand up on McGrady, especially when he's looking to shoot from the outside?
Here's Aguirre, and it's blocked. Jackson passes to McGrady. Fires it up. And Houston again with the bucket.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Here's Thomas after Tracy McGrady's score. And then Sally with the dunk.
That's what he gives you, a big-time presence on the glass.
And you know what, Greg? Once he gets his hands on it, he's not even thinking about kicking it out.
Oh, his competitiveness right now is why the teammates love him.
Yeah, and he had the D tangled up there with that patented crossover. Just couldn't convert the finish.
Rodman against Mutombo. Here's Aguirre. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
No, I haven't seen him in comfortable spots, or at least spots we've seen in this offensive set that are allowing him to settle in.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
To the paint. Mutombo kicks to McGrady. Just 5 on the clock. Sally with the rebound. Sally's got 5 rebounds tonight. Pass to Aguirre. 46 seconds left here in the second. Out to the right wing. There's the lob to the hoop. Battier with the steal. Oh!
Yes, sir.
Boom! He jams it straight down.
You gotta love seeing McGrady when he's hot. An amazing score from any spot on the floor.
Pistons trail by 21. To the wing on the left. From the arc. Sally's shot is off. And here are the Rockets now. A shot. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Lambier kicks to Thomas. There's the pass to Aguirre. And again, it's the Pistons missing. And so it's Houston with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. One half is behind us. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Houston holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, some perspective, please.
They had a tremendous first half from the three-point line. Their shot selection was pretty sound, considering how many threes they took. And the confidence of the shooters, now that's outstanding.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
Their field goal percentage reminds me of Kenny's breath. Brutal. Not reading the defense, not getting enough quality looks. They need to make major changes because the system they ran in the first half was not working.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. We're seeing a tremendous game from Tracy McGrady.
Oof. That first half looked like a dunk contest mixtape. Was just destroying the rim.
Yeah, the defense has got to be a little bit embarrassed. There is no reason why he should just be on top of that rim.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. They've got Shane Battier, Brooks out there with Jackson, and it's Mutombo, and it's Landry in at the four-man position. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Now here's Brooks. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Clock at 4. Landry dishes to Mutombo. Fade away. Aguirre grabs the miss. Aguirre's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Lambier. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
And to make that mistake at this time is tough to come back from.
Well, not making things easier on themselves right now, that's for sure.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Yao comes in for Mutombo. And Tracy McGrady subbed in for Brooks. The Rockets have made 2 and missed 2 at the line tonight. The first one falls. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Here's Thomas. Stolen by Jackson. McGrady against Lambier. Battier outside. Now here is Yao. He's covered closely. On his 15th shot attempt, he makes his 9th basket. Shooting a healthy 60% tonight.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing.
Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Here's McGrady. Thrown back. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lambier with the steal. Here's Thomas. The putback. Rodman, the second chance bucket after some strong work on the rebound.
Hard work and soft hands. Guys, that's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip in. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
Just a much smaller defender on him. He does the exact thing at the right moment. Goes straight to the rim.
And so it's Detroit with the ball. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Rodman passes to Thomas. And Shane Battier gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. For the Pistons, Mahorn comes in for Lambier. And it's Johnson in for Isaiah Thomas. 6 to shoot. Here's Dumars. Yao with the block.
Yeah, they're going to try to search out for somebody that's got a hot hand right now. 1 of 4 to start the half. That's the guy they're going to keep going to, as they should. The lead's only going up if they keep feeding him.
And here's Dumars. 8 points for him. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Have to like what we're seeing from Yao Ming.
And they simply have no answer right now for what he's doing to them. He is making them pay.
Luol Deng is checked in for the Pistons. Here's Aguirre. Sinks the three-pointer. Aguirre's got 10.
Lazy defense there, guys. You have to guard the outside on inbounds plays, too. Every man has to be accounted for in those situations.
Now, here is McGrady. He's got 21. Dishes it to Yao. And he converts the layup. Yao's got 11 in the second half.
And really the story of this second half, one team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
Yeah, this team did something in halftime, going from a mild-mannered half-court executing team to some heroic shooting in the second half.
James Edwards checked in for Aguirre. Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Jackson with it. 5 points in the game. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here. Here's Yao. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. He's had 5 chances at the line, gone 4 for 5.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Johnson outside. Pass to Dumars. Shot clock at 5. From deep. No good on that one. The Rockets go the other way with it. Here's Francis. Puts it up from 17. The Rockets with another miss.
That was some very intimidating, aggressive defense that really helped alter that shot.
The microwave. Vinnie Johnson still cooking.
Now catching the lead pass at full speed, terrific anticipation. And the delivery, Kevin, on time, on target.
Now here is Landry. Here's Brooks. Out of hand on it, and he's able to get it back. Battier outside. And he hits the jump shot. Battier's got 7. Here's Dumars. He's got 8. On the wing, Johnson. Teardrop shot. And no good that time. They've shared the load offensively.
And guys, they put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react. And that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively. And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a 3-point play chance right here. 1 free throw coming up. The Pistons shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game. Free throw good, Edwards. They are in complete control.
This is the ultimate definition of the zone. Everything they've done has worked.
And now the Pistons fast break. Here's Dumars. Buries the jumper to finish the break. He's got 10. And turnovers have been the issue for him.
You can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
All night they've asked him to shoulder the scoring load, and he is not disappointed.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Detroit. To the inside, Edwards. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Edwards got his 3rd basket of the night.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here's Francis, covered by Dumars. Inside. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. For Houston, they have gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight.
Well, he's putting his game right in the face of the defense right now and just driving into the paint to get contact.
Steve Novak, he's checked in for the Rockets. And Detroit with a change here, too. Sally's checked in. Now, here's Dumars. 10 points for him. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for 1 more at the line.
And just an excellent setup. Joe Dumars just plays with such poise and intelligence, the quintessential combo guard.
That's good from Sally. Rockets leading by 23. Here's Francis. Yao inside. He's covered by Deng. No good from Yao.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
Tumbo is checked in for the Rockets. McGrady comes in for Shane Battier. Passes to Francis. From beyond the arc, knocks down the three ball. So it's the Pistons now. Johnson outside. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Here's Francis over Johnson. Stayed with it, but they couldn't get it to fall. And it's blocked. Now here's Brooks. Pass to Francis. McGrady outside. Shot clock at 6. Here's the teardrop. The rebound by Johnson. To the middle. A nice shot by Mahorn.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, tampering is a touchy subject, but it's a word we're hearing more often. Teams want to retain their star players, but they know that there's always talk during a season. Now, teams can only express interest in a player when he hits free agency. But players can talk amongst each other freely all season. Star players like LeBron James are tied into their front offices. And some people wonder if there's much of a difference between what the player says and what his team is thinking. Kevin?
Good point, David. Thank you. Here's Francis. He kicks to McGrady. Rick Mahorn with the rebound. Mahorn's got 6 rebounds now in the game. It's deflected. They recover it. Lets it go from deep. Offensive rebound.
And how about the perseverance offensively? I mean, following up the missed shot, and that results in second and third opportunities.
Here's Francis. The pass to Mutombo. Now, here is McGrady. And it's blocked by Dang.
Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going.
The Pistons have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point. And that one falls for Johnson. And a different look here for the Pistons. And Beers checked in for Mahorn. Rodman comes in for Salad. Aguaya's checked in for Luol Deng. And Isaiah Thomas is subbed in for Dumars. Now, here is McGrady. 21 points in the game.
And McGrady, as accomplished a mid-range shooter as we have in the game, keeps that high release point on the jump shot.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Aaron Brooks. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. Pistons have shot 67% from the line tonight, going 4-6. First free throw is good.
And without a doubt, one of the greatest small men we've ever seen. Zeke possesses the skill and determination to just take over a game at any point.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
McGrady against Thomas. And that one's good. McGrady's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Like the size McGrady has inside. Fantastic at kind of angling his body there for the interior shot.
Thomas. Detroit, no good that time either. Houston leading by 22. Francis passes to McGrady. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
Rockets have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line. Luther Head has checked in for the Rockets. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. Here's Johnson, and it's denied. It's Brooks on the wing. He's guarded by Thomas. 56 seconds left here in the third quarter. A shot by McGrady, no good. And the Pistons with possession. Rodman dishes to Thomas. Johnson outside. They get a hand on it. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. So it's the Pistons now. Rodman passes to Johnson. Back to Rodman. And it's sent back by Mutombo.
And the ferocity on display defensively here from Mutombo. Just an incredible shot block. And that's a terrific sequence at both ends there. There was the block shot, then the run out, and nice finish on the break.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Detroit Pistons. Clock at 6. Detroit, no good that time either. And stolen by Thomas. And so it's Houston, finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. And we'll be right back after this. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. And it's Detroit's ball. On the court for the Pistons, Lane Beer is out there with Dennis Rodman. Then there's Thomas. Then there's Aguirre. And it's Johnson in at the shooting guard position.
No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out on it.
So it's the Rockets now after Dennis Rodman just hit the three. Head's shot is off. And there's the foul. It'll go on Aaron Brooks. And that'll be his third foul so far. Brent, when we talk about home court advantage, do you feel it's the same as it used to be? It has that same impact?
I do think it's still hugely important, Kevin. It's less important when there's a team that has been together for a long time and has proven that they can take their wares on the road and come home with a victory. But it absolutely gives you a level of comfort as a player to get into your routine, to be at a place that seems familiar. Something deep down psychologically helps every member of that team being at home.
Fades. Mutombo misses. Pistons trail by 21. He lobs up the alley-oop pass and the jam by Dennis Rodman.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Yeah, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect. Now here's Brooks. To the inside. Novak. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Brooks has got his fourth assist with that last one here tonight. Detroit with the ball. Johnson outside. Offensive rebound.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
Brooks, that's a two-pointer. Rebounded by the Pistons. Rodman's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And as a free throw shooter, Rodman has his challenges. One of those guys who almost shoots a better percentage from the field.
Brent, a few players now host podcasts, participate with those elements, with those vehicles during the season. Any thoughts on that?
I think it's great. I think it's fantastic for our fan base and for our players to have an outlet, to have conversations and share a little bit more about their personality. It grows them as people, I think, Kevin, especially I've listened to J.J. Redick's many times over,
yes.
And you learn something new, not only about players, but about their interests and how they're spending time. And I think if you were a young player, let's say you were a high school senior, and you're a college player, and you're listening to some of the things that guys are talking about in their experiences, I think it's invaluable for what it is that you don't know exists around a player in the NBA, and for you to start having considerations about how difficult the task is, how mentally taxing. So these things are great outlets for the players.
Inside, and Yao slams it in.
was ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious. Thomas passes to Rodman. Isaiah Thomas puts the pass right on the money.
And you got to try to scramble the Jets right here and get that guy off the sweet spot. That's one of the best three-point shooters in the league.
Yao kicks to head. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Pistons trail by 21, and there's the call on Yao. That's his fourth foul of the contest.
I don't know if you push the panic button now, but that's the fourth personal, and he needs to stay aggressive out there. So it's going to be interesting to see how he plays moving forward.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Shane Battier is checked in for Brooks, and it's Jackson in for Luther Head. And bird rights an important element in structuring the salary cap. Can you tell the viewers exactly what that means?
What it means, Kevin, is you have the ability to go into the above the tax to sign your own player, and so it doesn't cost you in terms of tax dollars. So player finishes his season, you have bird rights on that player. You can negotiate a number that's not going to impact your bottom line and cut into your salary cap. So very important when teams are maneuvering around and trying to get players on their roster for a season or two, but after that second season or third season over, that the bird rights still remain for them to extend him even further to keep him around the culture.
The Pistons making a change here. Dumars is checked in. Houston leading by 21. Down low, here's Yao, and finished off by Yao.
And he wasn't about to do anything that would get him in trouble there.
Nope, up and in with a one-hand finish, the most basic possible. Now, here's Dumars. Pass to Thomas. Here's Aguirre. He's covered by Yao. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Dumars. Detroit, no good that time either.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Slammed home, and they call the foul. He's headed to the stripe for one more.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. Steve Novak, he's checked in for Shane Battier. Not many players now signing shorter contracts in free agency. You've talked about this a lot. Does it make it harder or easier for the super teams?
Well, I think it makes it easier because all of a sudden a star player from another team becomes available that you could latch him on to somewhere else.
Any examples you could throw out there?
I don't want to get into the specifics.
Okay,
of it.
I understand.
I think we've seen it over the past 3 or 4 years with some of our star guys. And
yes.
I don't fault them because they're getting smarter. Players are a lot smarter about what it is that they can do with having the very few times, Kevin, that you have a say in your career as to where it is that you're going to play, and more importantly, the potential for what it is that financially. Oh, man. Fans love that. Listen to that. I love that sound in the arena.
Oh, here he comes, and there he goes.
Oh, look at him punish that rim. Outside Williams. To the paint. Here's Edwards, and Edwards with the stuff.
Well, that just scrambled the defense all kinds of ways with that great initial pass.
McGrady against Williams. A shot by McGrady, no good. Outside Williams. Outside Dang. Passes it to Smith. Sally kicks to Dang. Jackson against Smith. Moves back up. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. The first free throw is good. A different look here for Detroit. Mahorn checked in for Edwards. Dumars comes in for Williams. And Isaiah Thomas is subbed in for Smith. It's tough to get a unified feel on who the league MVP is. Which element, when you're looking at the MVP, matters most to you?
If we talk about that, Kevin, I always think about the MVP ends up being the guy that helps you get 6 to 8 unexpected wins. That's who I look to. So in this past season, what it was that Giannis did, not only with Coach Budenholzer coming in to Milwaukee, the stylistic change that they went through, and then the shouldered responsibility of Giannis to be the initiator to that much change in one season. That's why last year I feel like he was the most valuable player in the league. Even though eye-popping numbers were coming out of Houston, again with James Harden, I go back to Giannis and that massive amount of change and him being the guy that shouldered it all.
That's a great answer.
Changing ends quickly. He's rewarded with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
Ball's knocked loose. Dumars the pass to Mahorn. Outside for Thomas. And Detroit again with the bucket.
And all of a sudden, things finally coming together for them. The deficit's still large, but now not insurmountable.
Well, the run simply has given them a chance. Great work on both ends. They've got to now ratchet up a notch.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Dang, and he banks in the layup. Tang's got 4 points this quarter.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
McGrady passes to Landry. That's good. Great play set up by T-Mac, Tracy McGrady. And the Rockets lead by 20. Enzo Thomas will bring it up for the Pistons. You know, Brent, how candid can players be in their answers in the post-game interviews about what has happened or what they're feeling at that time? In other words, is there a danger to being too honest as a player?
There could be, Kevin. I mean, anytime you express some of your vulnerabilities, and if it's done at the right time, somebody's going to take advantage of it. What we've seen over the past couple of years is, forget about when it is that the media is asking you questions. Most players are taking it to their social media accounts where they're able to get the message out without being baited by somebody with regards to a question. They can expound on whatever it is that they're feeling at that time, and that helps them to control the messaging a little bit more. And I think that trend is going to continue and continue to grow.
Here's Mahorn. He can't get that one. Good work defensively by Yao. Dumars against McGrady. Pass to Yao. Right block shot. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And he makes the first. For the Pistons, Bill Lambert's checked in for Mahorn. And it's Rodman in for Luol Deng. Now Thomas. The first one falls. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Of course, Dirk Nowitzki spent his whole career with the Dallas Mavericks. We don't see that much anymore, do we? From the beginning to the end with one team.
No, but I think we're going to still occasionally have anomalies like we did with Reggie being in Indiana for the years of his playing career. Nate McMillan was in Seattle for his playing career, now coach of the Indiana Pacers. So there will be times where we'll have that once or twice. It's not going to happen very much, Kevin.
Not in today's
not
NBA.
in today's game, and not with what's at stake.
And that one misses. And the second free throw, good. Pistons trail by 19. Outside, Rodman. Outside, Dumars. Out to the wing. Here's Aguirre. Another 3 for Detroit.
That's nice vision there. You see that pass, you make the feed before the defense has a chance to react, and that opens up a much better opportunity to score.
Here's McGrady. Here's Yao. And Yao slams it in.
And able to pad his stats a little bit there on that play. The board and the bucket.
And you know, Greg, that'll put him in the good graces of that coaching staff, too. My goodness. Here's Dumars. Softly drops in the floater.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
1:53 left in the fourth quarter of this one, and that one drops for him. McGrady's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Give them credit. They've worked hard all game, now looking to finish it.
No, great job of getting in position to win a game. It's been an all-out effort from the squad.
The kick out to Dumars. There's the dish to Lambier. 5 to shoot. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And he knocks down the first one for the Rockets. Mutombo is checked in for Yao. Williams comes in for McGrady. And Luther Head subbed in for Jackson. And a different look here for the Pistons. Mahorn checked in for Lambier. Sally comes in for Rodman. Luol Deng is checked in for Aguirre. And it's Williams in for Joe Dumars.
Hey, yo, right here.
Here is Ed. Brent, a lot of teams will be paying that luxury tax, and that is a tough thing for a lot of owners to swallow. Is this the best method to deter teams from going over the cap, overspending, and outspending smaller markets?
You're hitting the nail on the head, Kevin, because there are some teams, as much as you said it's tough for some teams to swallow, there are other teams that never see that pill.
Right.
And they're willing to go as far as they need to go in order to put a championship team on the floor. It seems to be working, but the question you had for me, was it a deterrent right now? I don't know if it's as significant as it needs to be. We know the repeater tax certainly hurts some teams, but there are still teams that are willing to spend, Kevin. And that's really tough on small market teams who want to avoid that at all costs.
Now here is Smith. Tight defense on him. And easy 2 points on the layup.
Well, at this point, they're just trying to get back in sync. You want to play a good brand of basketball.
Consistency definitely is a key to some of the playoff performing teams, and tonight they just did not find it in this contest.
No good on the free throw. And he sinks the second. And here is Williams. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Smith outside. And there's the pass to Deng. Oh, that's blocked. Here's Francis. He's covered by Deng. And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Deng. Here's Francis. So we see Houston taking the W here. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long, everyone.